Hey taxpayers, it's Tiffany Gonzalez CPA here, founder and CEO of Accounting to Scale, and I'm here with a new episode on how to create a budget for your business. So if you are or will be a business owner, tune in and let's talk about how to make a budget. First, let's talk about what a budget is. It is an estimation of revenue and expenses over a period of time, and it is reviewed on a periodic basis to see if changes need to be made. Basically, that's a fancy way of saying it's a tool in which to track your income and your expenses. Did you know that half of small businesses don't have a documented budget? That means half or more of small business owners have not projected on paper what they think their revenue or expenses will be. In addition, and generally speaking, the smallest businesses are the least likely to have a budget. As an accountant, that's super scary. You need to have a roadmap to get to where you're going, and your budget is one of those pieces. You see, the reason why this is probably true is because people hear the word budget and cringe. No one wants to be restricted on how much they spend. But the truth is, that's not what a budget is. A budget is awareness. A budget is knowledge. A budget is determining what are going to be the slow months. What months will I have profit where I can reinvest? A budget is control of your business. All right, so now let's jump into the 4 basic steps of creating a budget. Step 1, identify your revenue. This is not to be confused with profit. Profit is revenue minus expenses. We're going to start right at the top. What is your revenue on an average basis for these particular months or for the year? We look at historical data to see on average how much each month you earn, as well as what you expect in the future. Is there a new prospect that's getting ready to sign up in a few months? How long will that revenue last? Is it project basis, recurring basis? Let's dig into your income and project revenue as best as possible. The second is expenses. It's not just about identifying all of the expenses, their names, and historically how much you spend in each category, but also separating your expenses into different categories. For example, operating expenses versus non-operating, or fixed expenses versus variable expenses. Typically, when you dig into your expenses, you find some that you can cut out. The third step is now to compile those 2 numbers together to create what we call a pro forma, a profit and loss into the future. How much you think you will earn January through December, how much you think you will spend January through December in each category. And now looking at January through December, what months will you make profit? And the last step is to look into the future. Now, nobody has a crystal ball, not even me, and I sure wish I did sometimes. But looking at historical data isn't enough. And we know this because when we look at the stock market, we can't necessarily use past performance to predict future performance. When I say look into the future, this is the planning part. This is saying, okay, in July, it's going to be a slower month, which is typical for my business. What else can I do to bring in more revenue in a month in which is typically slower? What other products can I sell? What other services can I add? Another part of looking into the future is expenses. Do you have a certain employee that is due for a raise at some point during the year? Plan for that so you can see more or less how much you'll have after changing salaries. In closing, keep in mind that the most successful businesses are the businesses that invest the most time in planning. Because like Benjamin Franklin said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. To keep up to date with all the information we're putting out, hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook at Accounting to Scale. Until the next video, your favorite CPA, Tiffany Gonzalez.